You know, Jews were all over the world. They had migrated, diaspora. They had no homeland. They were scattered. Russia, East Europe, West Europe, America, North Africa. Few of them, hundreds, in India also. Via Kerala they had come. They had their own religion, Judaism. In the 19th century, Jews are intelligent people. All the great people, quite a few, they are Jews. Money lenders, if you are lending money, you have to be intelligent, to take the money back, lend it right and all that. And they were into science and philosophy, ideology, banking, and some of them into politics. They dominated the West Europe, America. But because of their domination, local people felt they should be controlled and destroyed. Hitler. So in the late 19th century in France and the first few decades of last century in Germany, particularly Hitler wanted to destroy them because they were dominating. He wanted Germans to take over. So apparently he killed a lot of people. Some people say 6 million, all that. How many he killed is immaterial, but there was a systematic, genocidal campaign against Jews. And the whole world sympathized with them. By then itself, they were organizing a global campaign to find a home somewhere in the world. Somewhere, because they have where did they originate from? In the Old Testament, Judea, Samaria, Palestine. But what is Old Testament Jambudvipa, Bharatavarsha? These are all mythological terms. Geographically, historically, factually, you cannot hold on to them. But still, they had to be located somewhere. They are pro-America, pro-West, good friends to bank on. Put them somewhere where you are an asset. So, from the early part of last century, there was global support. Palestine suited everyone. Everyone means West and them. Why? A lot of oil is there, a lot of Muslims are there. They had to be, moderated. So if you have your friend there, geopolitics, geoeconomics, energy, and it's almost you are there. And it fitted with their Old Testament Judea, Samaria also. They were offered Uganda and some other places. They said, no, we'll take this. Like when you come to old Rajendra Nagar, you look for rooms, this, I'll take this. So they chose Palestine. And Hitler's genocide of Jews gave support to their, what they call Zionism. Zionism. Zionism means they wanted a homeland, all the Jews. The agitation, the movement to find a home in the Palestine is Zionism. They had a philosophical, religious, historical basis for it. And they developed links with the world, Jews all over the world. And yes, they got the Palestine. Yes. So Zionism, finding a home for the Jews who were persecuted. In 1948, United Nations created Israel. They bifurcated Palestine into Israel and Palestine. But then Palestinians did not like it, because imagine they found India good, they would come to India and India would be half for them and half for us. Would you like it? No. India is for ours, it's our country. So Palestinians did not like it, they fought. And that fight did not lead anywhere. And Palestinian means Egypt, Jordan, Syria. They would fight on behalf of Palestine. They're all Arabs, Muslims. And the locals, they didn't like the fact that Israel was created out of their territory. 48 got nowhere. I'll show you the map later. Dharmendra ji, right away. Just a second. Yeah. The first map, 49, 48, 49. Partition. This is Palestine. This is Gaza, West Bank of the Jordan River, Jerusalem, east and west of Jerusalem. Syria is here, Jordan is here, Egypt was there, still there. Egypt, Jordan, you move, Jordan, it's Jordan. Syria, Lebanon. This is Mediterranean. This is the eastern flank of Mediterranean. So, this was the map when Palestine was partitioned to create Israel, 1948. And there was a war, and the war led to armistice, armistice, that is a peace, ceasefire, 48. But you are living in my house. You are asking me to, settle for half. And then if you say no, I'll drive you out of the entire house. So, 48 was over. Then comes 67. This is 49. The war was over. Armistice means ceasefire. Gaza, West Bank, Jerusalem, Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, Egypt. And this would be Sinai, the desert. We'll come to that. So this is 49. Now you come to 67, the next map. Let me explain this. They're all Arabs and Muslims. They have never accepted the creation of Israel out of Palestine. And yes, they were supporting Palestinians. Support means moral, a little bit of financial, material. Palestine Liberation Organization was there. Now you don't hear of that. PLO, Yasser Arafat, you don't hear. So these three countries, Egypt, Jordan and Syria, they attacked Israel, 67. And Israel was very strong. Remember, already 20 years and American ally and so much of military and financial aid and so on. Israel was today it's not so strong like you are watching. You may hit somebody, that's not strength. You are not strong because the way you have seen at this point of time, 48 hours ago, what happened. That shows Israel is not that strong. Judicial reforms weakened you. Netanyahu weakened you. And all the ultra-right people, ultra-right, ultra-left, they cannot bring peace and security. You have to be in the middle. You have to take everyone together. So I have a feeling Israel is cracking a little, but that's another story. So 67, Israel hit them back so hard. Gaza grabbed it. West Bank grabbed it. East Jerusalem grabbed it. And Golan Heights. Here you'll have Sheba farms claimed by Lebanon, part of Golan Heights, occupied by Israel in 1967. So Sheba farms, the northernmost part of Golan, grabbed from Syria, West Bank and East Jerusalem from Jordan, Gaza from Egypt. All this is Sinai Peninsula, Sinai desert. So this was in 1967. Israel had shown its supremacy. Israel was very, very strong. Till recently, I was shocked, surprised, day before yesterday, what happened. Absolutely, unexpected. So that was 67. 73, Yom Kippur. Oh, this was 82. 73, none?
No, sir.
I didn't send you at all?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. I'll explain that to you. 73, Syria and Jordan start a war with Israel. Yom Kippur. Can I write here?
Yes, sir.
Yom Kippur. Apparently it's a festival. 1973. Yom Kippur. And 73, 23. October 7, October 7, October 7, 8, whatever. 50 years of Yom Kippur. Israel was taken aback then. Caught sleeping? Caught sleeping. Did Israel miss out too much in 1973? No. No, it didn't cost them at all. They were very strong and these people were weak. 73. No land was grabbed. There was a war and the war got finished. Then the geoeconomics. Saudi Arabia, Iran, these people were thinking, we are the ones with oil. The world needs us. And why are we not able to use oil to ensure that Palestinians are taken care of? They get their homeland. Because they were driven out of this also. There was, what was the Palestine, half of the original Palestine, even that was under the Israeli control post 1967, having occupied this, and East Jerusalem. And Golan Heights also additionally occupied from Syria. This was the whole of Palestine, the other part of Palestine, which was not yours in 48, became yours in 67. This is the bonus. You took it from Syria. So you are sitting not only in the entire original Palestine, but also additionally a chunk of these mountains, Golan Heights, Sheba farms. So land is yours and control is yours. So these people thought, let's use oil to exert pressure. So they had raised the price of oil enormously, 4 times. We are the sufferers. The West did not suffer. How? Sell oil, pick up dollars, put it in American banks. So your money is with me and you want to control me. Very funny. I will control you. So the petrodollars eroded defeated the game. That's another thing. But then by then the Arab countries with oil, Arab countries with clout, they were beginning to matter. The West could not blindly go with Israel. They had to take into consideration. Dharmendra ji, you go and sit. We won't be needing maps right now. So they started mattering. A lot of Muslims were there in the Western countries. The diaspora. Humanitarian story, number 1. The Arab oil story, number 2. Number 3 is the democratic story where the Muslims in these countries started lobbying for attention for the Palestinian cause. And so what happens? Jimmy Carter comes to power in 1976. By then the equation starts changing. So what does Carter do? These guys, Egypt, Jordan, they were the moderates. Iran, Saudi Arabia is not in the picture. Iran, Syria, those days Libya and Iraq, they would be the radicals, Saddam Hussein, Gaddafi, Assad here, Iran. Shah was there till 1979 and he is made to flee, and then these people come and the game changes. So, the radicals among the Arab Islamic countries, they were also exerting pressure. People, oil, and how long will you kill, you tell me? You had to bring about some reconciliation. Nobody likes violence, nobody likes bloodshed, uncertainty and all that. Somebody will take advantage of it. Thousands are getting killed right now as we are talking. They have no hope at all. They have no hope. Children, old people, the bomb could drop anyway, the missile could drop. Mosque and all that is something else. Your very life is at stake. You can't go to sleep. No water, no electricity, no, medical facilities, no fuel, nothing. No movement. You are just huddled. That is right now Gaza is that, and this is just a beginning of it. It has not even begun. Long murderous story is ahead. Lot of people are going to die. Lot of people are going to die officially. Even more are going to die unofficially. And switching on the TV has become dreadful. Okay, let's come back to it. So when you started mattering, it was up to America to bring about peace. Otherwise, Russia will do it. So, USSR. So you call this guy Egyptian leader. And then you called Israel leader. So, the idea is to normalize Israel in the area, in the geography, in the region, so that the support for the Palestinians will dwindle a bit, so that Palestinians can be influenced to come to terms with Israel and not ask for annihilation of Israel. Let's live together type. Some process has to be started. So Camp David, 1978, Jimmy Carter. Camp David is a place in America where the leaders meet for a variety of diplomatic purposes. Camp David. So what happens? 1978, Egypt co-opted. I'm not supporting anyone. I grew up during an atmosphere where our support for Palestinians was organic. I grew up, I studied, I was taught, I learned, and my mind was structured on those lines. But today, you should not support them at all. You should support Israel, number two. Three is two-state solution. Two-state. Out and out support for Israel is also not recommended. We are with them because they are the victims today. Tomorrow, if they are the culprits, we will be with the victims. So, being with the victim is what matters to our diplomacy, and reconciliation by UN Charter, there's the two-state solution. So, in the 70s, the Camp David started, under which the Arab countries were made to befriend Israel for some returns. What are the returns? Okay, what do you want? A few $1 billion we'll give you every year. Why not? Military equipment we will give you, and then we'll get Israel to give you the Sinai desert. Take it back. It was yours. They occupied. You take it back. Sinai. So Egypt is happy. That was in 78. 78. 80s come. See, in 80s what happens is, we are the people, Palestinians. He is the leader, Yasser Arafat. He is not able to do anything. We are the Palestinians for decades together. We are homeless and our home is occupied. We are being tortured if we ask for a place in our own home. And this guy is doing nothing. And there is a place called East Jerusalem where you have Al-Aqsa Mosque, Temple Mount of Jews. very inflammatory. If you go there and if you say anything against the Jews or Muslims, then it will flare up into violence. And what will these Israeli leaders do? Classical politics. They'll go talk against the Muslims. Muslims will feel hurt, rebellious, all that. And then they'll get the votes in Israel to come to power. That had become their favorite electoral pastime. So all this was going on in the 80s. The Palestinians got fed up. These guys are doing nothing. There are leaders, and so on their own, they started taking the movement into their own hands. Stone throwing, killing, this and that. That is when the world thought it's very high time that we did something. And yesterday I was watching a lovely documentary. They were saying Iran in 79, the Shah, who was American supporter, Israel supporter, who was supplying oil to Israel, the Shah was made to flee, and the religious leaders had come. They stopped giving oil to Israel. America told Norway, give oil to Israel, and they asked Arafat, have you any objection? Arafat said, I have no objection, but do me a favor. Get me to talk to Israel so that some solution can be worked out. That is how your Oslo Accords had come up. Norway. Oslo Accords. 1993, but 94 they kick in. They come into operation. What are the Oslo Accords? You are Israel. We are the Palestinians. West Bank and Gaza, you give it to us. Not give, hand over. Allow us to have our ad hoc government. Palestinian National Authority. Some people call it National Authority, some people call it Palestinian Authority. We call it National Authority. Since it's not a nation state, in the West it's not called National Authority, it's called Palestinian Authority. Okay, this is the West Bank, Gaza. You have your government here. Government means, temporary, ad hoc. We'll all give you a bit of money. Have your police, not army, have your police, municipality, water, electricity, this and that. And then get elected, become the president of Palestinian National Authority, all that. The mock government is there. That was 94. So you give us this. After a while, we will discuss the fundamental issues, the structural issues, the core issues. What are they? When are you leaving the territory altogether? Number one. That's the only issue. Release of Palestinian prisoners is okay. 3.5 million Palestinians are scattered here. They would like to come back here. Can they come back? If they come back, where will they? All that. Basically, when are you vacating the territory? When is our land being returned to us once and for all? Ownership. That issue never came up. Oslo comes into operation 94. So West Bank and Gaza, you pitch your tent here, temporary. And they were hoping that some solution will be found, because that is what Oslo Accords are about. They begin on a ad hoc basis, but culminate within no time into, two-state solution. But most unfortunately, what happens? 9/11 happens 22 years back. All terrorists are blacklisted, surrounded, suppressed and hounded. And who are the terrorists then? The LTTE people, they were there. But our deal was 97, 87. This was in 14 years back. There was a lot of pressure on LTTE. Palestinian people, the PLO, they had become such weaklings after 9/11, because whoever is a terrorist, PLO was terrorists, make no mistake about it. I'll talk of terrorism a little later, difference between terrorism and militancy, I'll talk. So PLO were told, if you move, we'll kill you. I still remember those videos, photographs, television also. So with 9/11, PLO got finished. Palestinian problem was not in the headlines anymore with 9/11. Oslo Accords are, 93, 2023. In 30 years, you got a tent here, you got a tent here. That's all you got. Nothing got sorted. You got some mock control over the territory. In that territory, once again, the Israeli settlements are everywhere. Water they were taking, roads they were taking, housing they were taking, and you were made not like second-class citizens, 10th-class citizens. Women, children, old people, nobody got spared because either you live or I live, eyeball to eyeball. So that has been the condition West Bank. 9/11 killed the Palestinian movement. After that, what happens? The whole decade they were living in the shadow of 9/11. Then in 2010 December, Arab Spring happens. Arab Spring. What is Spring? Arab Spring is pro-democracy movements. It starts in Tunisia, then it was there in Saudi Arabia but suppressed because he is our friend. It wasn't there in Syria, got created. In Libya, it wasn't there, got created. Create a so-called pro-democracy movement and kill the opponent of yours, Gaddafi, gone. Assad, Syria, gone. Destroy them. All this happened under, Obama. Our Honorable Finance Minister also said, all this happened under Obama. He is a serial killer of Muslims. That's what she said. Right. She is absolutely correct. He is the one who did it. And when he criticized democracy in India, that's the response of our leader. Whatever it is, we are not into politics at all. So what's my point here? Arab Spring, Syria, Libya, and Iran, of course, was a democracy. There's no problem with Iran. So Arab Spring was around till 2013, 2014. Then another problem came, the mother of all Middle Eastern problems today. Iran says we are building a nuclear weapon. Iran builds a nuclear weapon. All the terrorist movements, yesterday what did Hamas tell you? Hamas told you we are in direct touch with Iran and Iran is supporting us. Iranian parliament, the proceedings I was watching, they were supporting Hamas and the attack on Israel. So imagine a country without a nuclear weapon is so active in supporting the terrorist movements. If they had a nuclear weapon, they'll be the North Korea. North Korea in the Middle East, where oil is there. And, shipping routes are there. You have to control them. So that stole the headlines. Palestinians once again took the back seat. Arab Spring drove them onto the back burner. Iran, back burner and how. So for all practical purposes, Palestinian movement was dead. For the globe, for the world. In the meanwhile, what happens in 2006? See, what happens is, we trust the leader, we trust him to deliver, we'll wait for him to deliver, we'll be enormously patient. If he does not, we'll take the movement into our hands. A more radical leader will come. So, there is a radical leader of Hamas. Hamas was born. And they love Hamas in Gaza. His name is Ismail Haniyeh. He won't be alive also. You see, he is the one who did all this. I don't think he'll be alive any day. I don't know what's going on, but so they love Hamas here and they elect them. So here in the West Bank, the Palestinian National Authority is headed by President, he is Abbas. His name is Abbas. He is a student of Arafat. And Ismail Haniyeh of Hamas, radical, very radical. He is like Yasser Arafat himself, very radical. He is still around. So they love him. They got their base here. So these guys and these guys, while both of them are Palestinians, they don't get along. These guys think these guys, Abbas and company, have sold out to Israel. And these guys think these people are impatient and they will have self-destruction. They have to talk to Israel. They can't say Israel has to be wiped out. So they don't get along. But yesterday I was watching lots of demonstrations in West Bank and they were all supporting Hamas. Let's see what happens. So, Hamas, 2006, Gaza, even till today they are in control. Here they are not holding elections because if elections are held, these guys will come to power here also, they are postponing. That's internal politics. Now, so Israel keeps going into Gaza, attacking them, violence, counter-violence and all that. In 2020, what happens is, with the help of America, Trump, the whole idea is to normalize Israel. It's not a country which is in occupation. It's another country like you and I, and therefore all of us could relate to Israel diplomatically, have our embassies, economic relation, let there be no hostility, let there be no enmity, so that it's peace. Peace is a prerequisite for security. So let's get going with Israel. Let's normalize Israel. If that is the way to go, once again Palestinians are sidelined. Whoever thinks Israel is okay will think Palestinians are getting impatient for no reason. They think Israel is our enemy, their enemy, and we think Israel can be friendly. So once again, Abraham Accords, while they bring about stability, reconciliation, economic growth, and so on and so forth, Abraham Accords, what are Abraham Accords? Israel, UAE, Israel, Bahrain, Israel, Sudan, Israel, Morocco. These four countries and Israel patched up, and they are, business as usual. While you and I may like it because we like stability, peace and security, this is, the Palestinians feel that, oh, you are friendly with Israel, so how will you support us? We want Israel to behave, and the way you are going, you are condoning Israel, you are supporting Israel, your support for us is gone. That is what Palestinians are thinking. That is Abraham Accords. Now, Abraham Accords are there, Arab Spring is gone, Iran is not in the headlines, and you're killing us on a daily basis, hourly basis, coming to our homes, raiding us, etc., etc. Who is killing whom? I have no idea. I have not been there, But the point is, it's not a very pretty picture there. So the point is, the day before yesterday, I was watching, great commentators are there, BBC, Al Jazeera, CNN. One lady said, Palestinians have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose, therefore they are getting, militant. A terrorist? Militant. Terrorists and militant, they have one thing in common. Kill innocent people for a political purpose. They do it. A terrorist does it political, militant does it political. But there is a small bit of justification for the militant because A militant is one who is in an occupied land. If you've come and occupied my country, I'm terrorist all right, but I have a little bit of justification, I'm resisting. That resistance makes me a militant, but not a terrorist, if you care. These questions were asked in the UPSC interview many a time. You know, that's why I'm telling you. So what would you like to call the Hamas, etc.? You know, that distinction seems to be wearing off. We have to call them terrorists. There is no, what? See, those people, young people like you, after you get your service, you'll have a party and suddenly somebody comes and chops off 260 dead bodies there. You know, they're terrorists. I mean, let there be no, and taking people into hostage, kidnapping them. And the old people, 90-year-old lady was there, etc., etc. So you see, now what's the state of the matter? This is the state of the matter. Where are we going? No idea. I think there'll be lots and lots of violence, lot of deaths. At some point, there will be America stepping in before China does it. Reconciliation, some patchwork, and then it'll die down for a long while. Before another radical comes up, its cycle goes on. And where does India stand? You know, India wants United Nations resolutions 242, 338, etc. That is, two-state. You be here. 1948, what was the picture? Partition, you be here, we'll be here. That's fine by us. So you vacate our land that you occupied so that we can also be a nation state. That's all. India wants that. But India doesn't like terrorism. India opposes terrorism. Right now we are with Israel because they are, you know, the victim, etc. So I've done my part. You want to ask me something, you are most welcome. This is October, most unlikely for the preliminary, except maybe Sheba Farms. Sheba Farms will be here. Israel is in occupation, part of Golan. United Nations says that it's a part of Syria. Lebanon says it's a part of Lebanon. And there are terrorists here, Hezbollah. They have already started firing rockets into Israel. And they say we are doing so because Israel is an illegal occupation. There is no government here. The government collapsed. There is no president, nobody here. They are in steep economic crisis. Banks have failed. People's money got lost, everything. And Hezbollah is here firing rockets. 150,000 rockets they got. They'll be firing. Take your time. You know, when you get the book on international relations, you'll get it mid-November, as I told you. You will love it. In that, you will have the whole story, starting from, you know, all the Israeli global campaign, all the way till today's event also. After a month or so, after 20, 25 days, we'll incorporate, let it get some, you know, some shape. Take your time. You please ask me whatever you like. Perspective.
Sir,
Yes?
so is there any role of UNSC?
Role of?
UNSC, security.
Yeah. Who created Israel 1948? Security Council. When Israel occupied West Bank and Gaza and Golan in 1967, UNSC passed a resolution, UNSCR 248. It says come back, you know, don't occupy, vacate the occupied land, UNSC. 1973, UNSC 338 resolution. So United Nations Security Council, and the settlements, they declared them illegal. So UNSC wants the original 1948 partition resolution stuck to, illegal occupation, vacated, that, and they built a wall here wall also to be dismantled, settlements are illegal, and all that. That's the role of UNSC. I hope I've answered. Yeah. You got your, yeah.
Sir, how this question will be framed in needs?
You tell me. You see, you heard the whole Ramayana. I'll tell you. This is October. Next September is your exam. Relevant syllabus till the end of August. American elections are also coming. America has to be seen as a peacemaker. So they'll do something. That can be a question. Let it settle down. It's going to drag for a long, long time. Don't ask me about the main and prelim. That's too far away. Ask me about the interview which is coming up in 3 months' time. October, November, December, Jan. 3 months' time. In the interview, the questions will be asked. And if you talk like an old school person supporting Palestinians, I don't think the board will like it. Two-state solution, United Nations, peace and diplomacy, etc. Can India swing in and bring the two parties together? Why not? We are friends with Palestinians. We are friends with Israel. So you should praise India's diplomatic power to be able to be the peacemaker. Then you are there. The interview is a success. What will happen next? Main Abraham Accords over. Something will happen from now till August. And we will locate. See, our job is to locate the questions. 24/7 we are here to locate the question, frame the answer. What can escape our attention, you tell me? In the meanwhile, if you have any questions, I'll answer. Take your time, figure it out. No one is running anywhere, except that Israel is pounding more and more while we are talking.
Sir,
Yeah.
if this war escalates, what will be the repercussions?
Okay, repercussions. As of now, it is localized. Wonderful, super question. As of now, it is localized, Hamas versus Israel. These guys also haven't come in. The Abbas gang from here, they have not come in. Only Hamas versus Israel. Iran says, well done to Hamas. Syria is finished. It's rubble. There's nothing called Syria. It's rubble. Russia may make some noises, but Russia is too weak and stuck in Ukraine. It can't do anything. China is looking for an opportunity to come in as a peacemaker. We'll see whether it gets or not, gets an opportunity or not. Yes? Now, who is an external party? America is sending an aircraft carrier, rock solid relation with Israel, plus some military aid, financial aid and intelligence. So America can come, has already come. UK, moral support. Germany, moral support. They'll protect the Jews wherever they are. So in this region, the only country that can bother, and Turkey, you see, Turkey is a member of NATO. So Turkey may talk anything, but on ground, Turkey can't do anything. It is a Muslim country. It's a fundamentalist country. They would like to be seen as supporters of Palestine, but they are very pragmatic people. They'll only talk but never get into any action of supporting Palestinians. Palestinians know it. So I don't think it will get internationalized beyond American support, number one. Saudi Arabia has been silent because Saudi Arabia is for economic development. They don't want to be dragged into all this ideology and all that. So America, internationally don't expect anything. These guys know, Palestinians know, we have no one to support us. Moral support will be there. A little bit of cash they'll give us. Some arms they may give us. Now to answer you, oil prices I haven't checked today. They could go up to 95, 100, 105. Unless America tells Saudi Arabia, etc., make sure that prices don't shoot up too much. After all, it's Palestinians, they're not a country. They are militants, terrorists. They are not a country. They have done whatever they have done. Israel will take care of them. Why should the oil prices? What can the Palestinians do? Will they attack a refinery? If they do, prices will go up. So how is oil to be impacted now? Middle East is burning. Middle East is not burning. Some terrorists have taken over. They have done the damage. Israel is coming back, putting them in their place. So how is Middle East burning? So oil price also, I have not seen it shoot up actually. 85.90, the latest price I don't know. Oil price number 1. But then it's too soon to talk of the international consequences. 48 hours. We have no idea what's going on. Right now, Hamas terrorists are in Israel. They're in Israel. They're fighting Israeli soldiers. They are in some houses of Israel. How much more firepower they have, how much more damage they can do. Can Israel prevail over them sooner than later, in a matter of hours or days? We have no idea. Repeatedly, everyone on the TV is saying, we have no idea where the conflict is going. We need at least another couple of days to know what's going on. After that, we'll see what happens. Luckily, we are just in the second week of October. Things will play out. Let's see what happens. Yeah, take your time. I'll wait for a minute or two. Take your time. It demands a lot of attention. But rest assured, your prelim, your main, whatever will come, it will be within our jurisdiction. Whatever will cover, newspaper, magazine and all, it will capture what will come in the exam. I can't say 100%. Nobody can say 100%. 98+%. Because we are watching it very closely, because, it's a very serious event. Sheba Farms is my pick at this moment. Sheba Farms is my pick. All right. So the Palestinian question, you know it as much as anybody. No one can dominate you. You are clearer than anyone else. And remember one thing, we have not taken any ideological position here. Our position is the position of Government of India. Today also is Indian Foreign Service Day, October 9. On this day or on any other day, we don't have any position at all. Our position is the position of Government of India. Whatever the Government of India says, we will say identically, same thing. So, United Nations Security Council resolutions number 1, terrorism should be stopped number 1, peace, security, diplomacy number 3, and we are ready to throw in our diplomatic, power to settle harmoniously. So that was, Dharmendra ji, any further map? I think today, the map of today is there. Boundaries today. Gaza, West Bank, Jerusalem, Tel Aviv will be here. From here they shot here, Tel Aviv. And the capital is here, they have shifted to East Jerusalem. America, Trump recognized. A lot of offices have shifted here, East Jerusalem. East Jerusalem is Christians, Muslims, Jews, all of them have their most religious, holiest places there, and you shifted there. That's another provocation to Muslims. After all, religion is close to your heart, please. Religion is very close to your heart. So these are the boundaries. Lebanon is there, This is the map of today. All these settlements. I don't think the question will be pro-Palestine at all. No. No. He won't ask you about settlements and all that. He will ask you, at best, yeah, let something happen. That's all.